What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I need to give a shout out to Ravensburger. You see, Ravensburger have sent me some stuff for Reign of Jafar. So sponsored and all of that good stuff. This was provided to me by Ravensburger, so technically an advert. You've been told. Wonderful. I'm excited about this. So we're going to have a video in two parts. I'm going to try and remember to put a timestamp in the description so you can skip to whichever part you want. First, we're going to be opening both the new starter decks that were generously provided by the folks at Ravensburger. And then I'm going to give you my review of Illumineer's Quest Palace Heist, the new cooperative or single player how you will way to, to play Disney Lorcana. Although I'm telling you right now, if you want a little bit of a spoiler, if you want a little bit of a sneak peek, I love Palace Heist. I don't like Palace Heist. I'm not a little bit fond of Palace Heist. I adore Palace Heist. I was playing it with my wife last night and I had a wonderful time. Now, good news is they're very well sealed. Now, I'm a little interested to find out because the last couple of times I've been sent starter decks, I've been sent them a little bit earlier before the set has been fully revealed, and they didn't come with with packs because they were kind of press starter decks. And, the set hadn't been fully revealed. They didn't want to send us packs. I get it. That makes sense. Man, they're not easy to open. There we go. But this time, the whole set has been revealed. And it doesn't say press on the side. So does that mean I get a couple of packs in here? I kind of hope it does, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of hope it does. Time to find out. Oh, I could not open this nicely. Yay! Comes with a pack. Wonderful. Wait, no, am I lying to you? No! It does come with a pack. Nice! First pack of Reign of Jafar. So, usual deal, of course, you get your counters and your booklet and all of that. They are wonderful. But what have we got inside the deck? This, of course, is your Encanto-themed deck. My children love Encanto. And this is your Amber Amethyst deck. Which, I'll be honest with you, I've tried making Amber Amethyst aggro decks in the past. That's something I have been partial to doing. So we got our foil super rare Bruno Madrigal. We'll then get ourselves a foil Tiana. Oh, okay, now we're rolling. So we got ourselves a Clawhauser. We got Antonio Madrigal. We've got Flower, Fantastical and Magical. And then we get into the others. So we got Huey coming in here. Couple copies. We got Louis coming in here. Couple of copies. Try Everything, not a set 8 card. Remember, they're not all from the new set. Trials and Tribulations, which is a set 8 card. We got a couple free copies of that, in fact. We got Alma Madrigal. Free copies of that. We got ourselves the Vanilla Madam Mim, the new one. And we've got ourselves a couple copies there. We've got Drun. Okay, pretty cool. Couple copies of that. They Never Come Back. This is a card which is in Palace Heist, which comes in very handy. I'll tell you that. Forest Jewel. Gotta love the artwork on that one. We got Mirabelle Madrigal. 3 copies of that one. Charlotte LeBoeuf. Got a couple copies there. Antonio's Jaguar. Couple copies. Mariana Guzman. Couple of copies. Peppermint. I told you this was a pretty, 3 copies of that one. Told you it was a pretty Encanto heavy deck. We've then got Dewey. Couple copies there. So Much to Give. Now, worth noting, this is a set 7 card. 3 copies there. Dolores Madrigal is a set 7 card. Couple copies of that. We've got the new Vanilla Bambi. Poe the Spell. Couple copies. Bruno Madrigal. 3 copies of that one. Ryder, also in the Reign of Jafar, the Palace Heist, very good for taking out evasive. Camillo Madrigal, 3 copies. And this is My Family, a set 7 card, 3 copies. Remember, with the starter decks, for those that are newer to TCGs, remember, of course, that when it comes to these starter decks, they are giving you some older cards sometimes, and they are giving you some cards which are not necessarily from, they're giving you multiple copies of some cards. It's literally just to make the deck easier to play. They are designing it as a product to be played with Oh, I did a much better job. Look at that. Much better job second time round. I'd love to do it. Look how much I'm mullered that. It's not. Oh, it's because I went on the other side. Oh, have I been a bit naughty? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Either way, we got ourselves another booster pack. And we got ourselves a pre-constructed deck. Which, now this one we've got a bit of Mulan and a bit of Stitch showing up on the front here. So, going to be very interesting to see where we go with this one. Right. Okay. So, we of course get ourselves a Super Rare Mulan, the foil version thereof. And then we get a rare foil featuring Stitch, as you might imagine. So, what do we got in here? We got ourselves Prince John, Sword of Shan Yu. We've got the new Mushu. I mean, whenever you play another character in the game, Rush, Reckless, and Evasive. Seems kind of fun. We got Vinny. So we got, a few kind of rares that you get a copy of each. We got Kakamora, but that is from set 6, remember? A couple copies there. Honest John, you get a couple copies of that vanilla one. Thumper, of course, Bambi, one of the new properties in this set. Got 3 there. And Twitter Pated, couple copies. Light the Fuse. There's a lot of Mulan stuff going on in Ruby Steel. I did not manage to make it work in set 7, but I'm going to keep trying. We got Zipper, another card, which is in the Palace Heist, which you use to take out evasives. Attire? Atatire? I know, either way, she's in the Palace Heist. I just never got 7 ink down to get her out, unfortunately. Beyond the Horizon, more Lilo and Stitch. Of course, the new movie has just come out. We got Quick Shot. Grandmother Far. This is a set 7 card worth noting. We've got Friend Owl. Just a 2 across the board. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 cost, 2 strength, 2 willpower, 2 quest. All of that. We got a Red Mushu, also from set 8. Lets you give a character Rush, which honestly seems pretty cool. We got the Matchmaker. So we've got a lot of Mulan, I think, coming in here. Although I've not actually seen Mulan. I don't know if I've ever seen Mulan. Maybe I should fix that. So maybe some of these characters aren't from Mulan and I'm just remembering stuff wrongly. I don't know. Right, Kriki is back, part of the team. So it's, of course, a set 8 card. Lafayette. It's a vanilla, but the 7 strength is good. Mulan, not just a set 7 card, but it's a great set 7 card. Great shift target. Now, Captain Hook's a fun one. This is a reprint, a straight reprint of the previous Captain Hook, but with new artwork. It's a set 8 card. It's exactly the same. A 1 cost, 1, 2 questing for 1 with Challenger +2, but it has got new artwork. We've then got General Lee. Trio of copies there. We got Bobby with Bodyguard. Bodyguard Bobby. 3 copies there. We got Khan. 3 copies of that. And then 3 copies of Training Staff, which I'll tell you what, that came in so handy during the Palace Heist. It came in very handy indeed. But we got a couple of actual packs, both Rapunzel packs, if anybody's wondering. So let's see if we can get super duper lucky. Here's a legendary, or maybe even enchanted. I'd say the odds of hitting an enchanted out of a starter deck pack are slim, but they're never 0. So we got Bill the Lizard, we got Jim Deer, we got Go-Go Tamago, Palace Guard, Gaston, Prince Ahmed, Car, Honest John again, Bernard, we got ourselves Honey Lemon, do love Big Hero 6. We got ourselves Bruno Madrigal and Figaro. So we didn't get a super rare Bruno, although it is weirdly the super rare Bruno from the starter deck. Bit strange. But hey, we got one. That's pretty cool. And then we got one more pack to open here. What we gonna get? What we gonna get? Eventually I'm going to tell you when I get it open. We're just not there yet. Alrighty then. We got Jim Deere, Dale. If you've not seen the newer Chip and Dale movie, I recommend it very, very highly. The new Lumiere. Dump Truck, Madam Mim. Yeah, Madam Mim's back. Pull the Lever, Madam Medusa. Rare Monstro. I like this Monstro. You can, as long as you've got Cast of the Discard in your hand, you can always just keep attacking with it as a 6/8. Bolt. This is in the Palace Heist. I love it. And Foil Blue Fairy. Nothing stunning in the packs. but it's pretty cool nonetheless. So, that concludes part 1 of the video, but now we need to go on to part 2 of the video, where I tell you all about Jafar's. Well, it's not Jafar's quest, is it? It's an Illumineer's quest, Palace Heist. Now, as I awkwardly get it off the floor, I love this. Straight off the bat, I love it. Remember, this is, now it can be played single player or it can be played co-op. I played with my wife last night. You can go to 4 players. It is awesome. Big fan. Now, one of the best things about this is basically Ravensburger realised after the Ursula's Illumineer's quest, Deep Trouble, they realised, hang on a second, our players want this like a board game. They're playing it like a board game. They're getting a group of friends around and treating it like a board game. So let's make it into a board game. And that's exactly what they've done. So partly it all goes away nicely in the box. And partly we get this actual board. Now, just as a side note from me as a big nerd, the board alone is not going to work. What you are going to need your own playmats for your, everyone playing is basically going to need their own playmat. And this is the central board. But basically, this is how you set up and play. So maybe we should leave that down on here for the time being. Now, there is a prize card. I'm not telling you what the prize card is. I opened it last night. I saw the prize card. I know exactly what's in there. I'm not telling you. You're going to have to get that one for yourself. But I love that there is a prize card inside. This makes me happy. Now, if we have a look at how the box actually comes out, look how neatly that goes away. Now, I will say, for the regular decks, the deck boxes are tight, but they fit. For the Jafar deck, it's a 50-card deck, you're fine. For these decks, it's a bit tight, but I've got the 2 decks in here. They are sleeved, and like I say, they're a little bit tight, but they work, ladies and gentlemen. They absolutely work. Now, you do get your pre-constructed decks in here. You do not have to play with your pre-constructed decks. And honestly, by the time you get off of easy, you're probably going to want to make your own decks, I'll be honest with you. And they're not going to last forever. But I played out of the box yesterday. My wife and I, we just grabbed one of the pre-made decks each, played through, beat Jafar, job's a good 'un. Now, one of them is a blue and purple deck. Lots of Frozen. There's Shift Anna and Shift Elsa. Shift Elsa came in clutch yesterday. Absolutely clutch. And now you do actually get in here in each deck. Let me see if I can find it nice and quickly. But you do get a foil legendary in, here we go. In each deck you do get yourselves a foil legendary like the Pinocchio here. And they look absolutely phenomenal. And then the other deck, you've got yourself an Amber Steel deck. This is the one I went for because there's a lot of bolt. And, oh, here we go. Speaking of which, I never got him out, never got to use him. But we do get ourselves a foil. It's not a foil legendary, it's a foil super rare, but never mind. It's in there. I'm just double checking I've not forgotten something in here. I don't think I have, but I got to check. No, I am lying. I'm lying to you. I was going to say, there is a foil legendary in there as well. It is Goofy. Also, never got that one rolling. Which means there should be a foil super rare in here as well. And there is, because I remember. But for the life of me, I cannot find it. Is it that one? No. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. Or I'm going to give up, honestly. Let me have another quick look. Here we go. Here we go. It is the Elsa I was mentioning. And this Elsa came in absolutely clutch in our game yesterday. We were boosting it up. It was a lot of fun. You get yourselves various tokens here. And then you've got your Jafar deck. And the Jafar deck now works very much like the Ursula deck in that Jafar has his own deck of cards. And I kind of love these because they're all, you know, new, mechanically unique cards. They're only for Jafar's quest. And they go around like that. And obviously the deck should be face down when you play, but I'm not putting it face down for now. So you have your scenario deck. Oh, can we scoot that down a bit? And basically the way it works is, now what I really like here, there's different options. So essentially we put Jafar down where Jafar goes. We got the Reforged Crown goes there. And then we've got 4 scenarios that go from easy, normal, hard, and extreme. So on easy, it's just kind of normal. Characters enter play exerted. But then you get up to normal. Jafar begins the game with Moat in play. And then hard, Jafar begins the game with moat in play. Jafar's locations gain resist 1. And then you've got extreme. Jafar begins the game with weak moat in play. Jafar's locations gain evasive and +1 lore. Basically, if you're going on to the harder difficulties, you probably will need to bring your own decks. We've also got Illumineer abilities here, where you can pay lore to actually use particular abilities. I was dealing 5 damage to a chosen character or location a lot yesterday. I was using a bit of a crutch, honestly, but those also change as you go up through the difficulties. And basically, the way the game goes very simply is, Jafar starts with a crown. The crown gives him 2 lore. And then every turn, Jafar draws a number of cards. That's somewhere between 2 and 5, depending on how many players. And also, like yesterday, I was a 2-player game, so he starts drawing 2 cards a turn. But when he gets to 10 lore, he goes up to 3 cards a turn. When he gets up to 30, he gets to 4 cards a turn. And every card represents a card which is being put into play, whether it's locations going down here or characters and items going down. And essentially, at the beginning of the turn, you ready everything, you resolve all of the cards, and then at the end of the turn, Jafar draws and then reveals all the cards. So the cards that get revealed at the end of the turn get used at the start of the next turn, and so on and so forth. But, you got like Iago. When you quest, you steal the crown. Basil doesn't do very much, but Rizal's got bodyguard. And then you've got the locations. Now, here's what's brilliant about this. In order to win the game, either Jafar gets to 40 and you lose, or all of your players get to 20 and you've got the crown. And this is where it gets interesting. While Jafar's got the crown, he gains 2 lore a turn. While you've got the crown, whichever player's got it, gains 2 lore per turn. But you can steal the crown. At any point, if there is no location in play, everybody can exert a ready character, and it's got to be one that was in play the previous turn. So a character that could quest or challenge or use a skill, whatever. Instead of doing that, they exert. And if everybody does that, you get to steal the crown. And then Jafar doesn't gain the lore at the start of the turn, and you do gain the lore at the start of the turn. But the genius part is this. And this is what makes the game so fun for me. You can only win if you've got the crown. You can only steal the crown if there's no locations. And there's a bunch of ways that Jafar will get the crown back. So, for instance, we've got multiple... Where are they gone here? Palace Guard. And when Palace Guard comes down, steals the crown. When Iago quests, Jafar steals the crown. Worth noting, if you're playing on easy, Iago does have 5 willpower, so you can't just pay 3 lore to get rid of him so he doesn't get the crown back. But there are a bunch of locations. Crystal Gate's got Ward. Endless. So this does 3 damage to everybody. Endless Staircase. Where are we? Deepwell Labyrinth. You have to discard a card from your hand in order to actually challenge it, which is a little bit of a pain. And then there's Royal Armory, which just has resist +1. These will keep coming out. These get annoying. So you have... But here's the thing. If you've got the crown, you can ignore the locations. But, well, except for the fact they gain passive lore, obviously. But you can work that out, do the maths, figure out how annoying it's going to be. However, if there's like 4 locations out and then a Palace Guard drops and steals the crown, you've got to take out all those locations to get it back, and you can't win without the crown. This, to me, is what makes this such an interesting game to play. It's a very fun game where, every turn Jafar's putting out 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and you've got to deal with them. And it's very much, you cross your fingers and kind of clench your teeth, and then Jafar does his thing, and then you breathe a sigh of relief, and then you have your turn to try and deal with what Jafar's done while trying to creep your lore up a bit, before Jafar then gets another turn, and then round and round we go. But it's the fact you can only win when you've got the crown. And you can only steal the crown when there's no locations in play. That, for me, is the genius part of this. From a product design standpoint, it's brilliant. The board is fantastic. All of the cards are wonderful. And the fact that it all fits so neatly back in the box is great. Huge fan of this. But from a gameplay standpoint, it's stealing the crown and having to have the crown in order to win the game. That is what makes it such a fun game for me to play. Because I was sitting there at one point yesterday playing this game, and I don't have the crown, and there's 3 locations in play, and I get all the locations gone, and I know that next turn I'm going to be able to get the crown, and then on Jafar's turn another location comes out with an Iago, and I now know I've got to take out Iago or else it's going to quest and it's going to take the crown, but then I've also got to get rid of that location, and it just round and round we go. And I only played it on easy, and I'm telling you right now, there was some we were playing with pre-constructed decks, and to be fair, my wife is pretty new to Lorcana, but with the pre-constructed decks on easy, it wasn't that easy. And I like this. I say this as a good thing. It never felt unfair. It never felt too difficult. On easy, with the pre-constructed decks, it felt like a pretty good challenge. You had to make sure to keep your evasive characters ready for, the right time. And you had to make sure that you didn't let the locations get out of hand. You had to always have a plan for how you were going to get the crown back. It was wonderful. On the higher difficulties, and it says it in the book as well, it says it in the rule book, it really feels like you're going to need to bring your own decks. Huge 2 thumbs up here. Playing it solo, which I'm going to do, seems like a lot of fun. But honestly, playing co-op with your friends, we all love Deep Trouble. I think this is better than Deep Trouble. Now, I've only played a couple of games, so please bear that in mind. I've not really dug in like I'm going to. But my first reaction here is that compared to Deep Trouble, it's a very similar kind of thing, and I say that as a good thing because Deep Trouble was awesome. And the theming is excellent, and the tension is there. But for me, it really is the crown mechanic. I honestly think that is a really big, important, impactful change that has happened. Also, I cannot say this enough. The fact that it fits up neatly in the box is just brilliant. No, I'm not telling you what the prize card is. I'll tell you it's cool. But I was always going to say that. That doesn't give you anything. But, yeah, highly recommend. Do bear in mind, of course, this was sent to me by Ravensburger. This is a sponsored video, so make up your own mind and all of that. But I'm telling you right now, I've played some of this. I loved it. I have not played nearly enough. I will be playing an awful lot more. So there we go. Starter decks, Palace Heist review. That's what you need to know. One more shout out to Ravensburger for hooking us up and sending this stuff. And now it's over to you guys. Are you excited about these? Have you got a deck which you think is ready for Palace Heist? Let me know in the comment section. Good nuts. Be nice. And then the usual deal, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays. Bye.